with Matovu.
Like on your Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha, Yisrael. Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha, Yisrael. Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha, Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom, and we're going to begin our service. We do the Shacharit service, the morning service, in a fairly traditional manner. So if you would like to follow it more closely or supplement some of the prayers we're not doing, I've put the PDF, I've put our prayer book basically into the chat box. But let's begin now, and we're on page 147, Shochen Ad.
שוכן עד מרום וקדוש שמו, וכתוב רננו צדיקים באדוני, לישרים נאווה תהילה. בפי ישרים תתהלל, ובדברי צדיקים תתברך, ובלשון חסידים תתרומם, ובקרב קדושים תתקדש. יין נאי, יין נאי, 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 יין נאי, יין נאי, 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 יין נאי, נאי, יין נאי, יין נאי, 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 יין נאי, 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 נאי. שכן חובה כל היצורים לפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו, להודות, להלל, לשבח, לפאר, לרומם, להדר, לברך, להלל ולקלס, על כל דברי שירות ותשבחות, דוד בן ישי, עבדך משיחך. ישתבח שמך לעד מלכנו, האל המלך הגדול והקדוש בשמיים ובארץ. כי לך נאה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואימותינו, שיב שמך ברכות והודאות מעתה ועד עולם, ברוך אתה אדוני, אל מלך גדול בתשבחות, אל ההודאות, אדון הנפלאות, הבוחר בשירי זמרה, מלך אלכי העולמים.
And we rise.
יקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
בעלמה דברה קידותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה וזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם עולמי המיה, יפרח וישתבח ויפאר וירומם וינשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה, שמי דקודשה רחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה דאמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, יוצר אור ובורא חושך, עושה שלום ובורא את הכל.
And we are seated, and our service continues on page 153. As we go to the end of this initial prayer, this first blessing before the Shema.
בוא חדש על ציון תאיר ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו ברוך אתה אדוני
Shemo.
יוצא המאורות.
Amen. Next page.
אהבה רבה אהבתנו אדוני אלוהינו אהבה רבה אהבתנו אדוני אלוהינו חמלה גדולה ויתרה חמלת עלינו אהבה רבה אהבתנו אדוני אלוהינו והאר עינינו בתורתך ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך ויחד לבבינו לאהבה וליראה את שמך ולא נבוש לעולם ועד ולא נבוש לעולם ועד כי בשם קודשך הגדול והנורא בטחנו נגילה ונשמחה בשועתך והביאנו לשלום מארבע כנפות הארץ ותוליכנו קוממיות לארצנו כי אל פועל ישועות אתה ובנו בחרת מכל עם ולשון וקרבתנו לשמך הגדול סלע באמת להודות לך וליחדך באהבה ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
And the Shema continues on page 156. Take a moment to explore and to read our most significant prayer. On the bottom of 156, you see the enlarged word in Hebrew emet, in English truth, truly. As we go on to the next prayer after the Shema, we read a list of positive qualities, of important qualities that we want to cultivate within ourselves that also reflect the goodness of Torah and the greatness of God. We'll be chanting them rhythmically as almost a mantra.
Adonai Elohechem emet. אמת ויציב ונכון וקיים וישר ונאמן ואהוב וחביב ונחמד ונעים ונורא ואדיר ומתוקן ומקובל וטוב ויפה הדבר הזה עלינו לעולם ועד. אמת ויציב ונכון וקיים וישר ונאמן ואהוב וחביב ונחמד ונעים ונורא ואדיר ומתוקן ומקובל וטוב ויפה הדבר הזה עלינו לעולם ועד. אמת ויציב ונכון וקיים וישר ונאמן ואהוב וחביב ונחמד ונעים ונורא ואדיר ומתוקן ומקובל וטוב ויפה הדבר הזה עלינו לעולם ועד.
Let's now continue with our service as we go to page 158, the prayer for redemption.
Tehilot Elyon Baruch Hu Morach Moshe uMiriam Uvnei Yisrael Lecha Anu Shira B'simcha Rabba V'yamru Chulam Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha nehda b'kodesh Nora tehilot osefele Nora tehilot osefele שירה חדשה שבחו גאולים לשמך על שפת הים יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל ופדי חינומך יהודה וישראל גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני
Shemo.
גאל ישראל.
And on 159, we rise for the Amida, if able, in body or spirit. The opening prayers.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibur ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim ve'Koneh HaKol, Ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, U'mevii Goel לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ופוקד ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני. מגן אברהם ופוקד שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיימת עם אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיו מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים.
The Kedusha on page 161.
מקדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר.
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzavaot, Meloch la'aretz kivodo.
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאו, מלוך הארץ כבודו. אז בקור רעש גדול, אדיר וחזק משמיעים קול, מתנשאים לעומת שרפים, לעומתם ברוך יאמרו.
Baruch kivod Adonai mimkomo.
ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומך מלכנו תופיע, ותמלוך עלינו כי מחכים אנחנו לך. מתי תמלוך בציון, בקרוב בימינו לעולם ועד תשכון. תתגדל ותתקדש בתוך ירושלים, עירך לדור ודור ולנצח נצחים, ועינינו תראינה מלכותך, כדבר האמור בשירי עוזך, על ידי דוד משיח צדקך.
Yimloch Adonai li'olam Elohayich Zion לדור ודור, הללויה.
ימלוך אדוני לעולם אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד, כי אין מלך גדול וקדוש אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני
Shemo.
האל הקדוש.
Amen. And for those who wish to continue through the Amida traditionally, I put the link in the chat as we continue on 162 through 166. The cantor will now lead us in a concluding meditation.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart, be acceptable before you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. O say shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'emiru, v'emiru. Amen.
And the conclusion of the morning service, Kaddish Shalem.
יקרא ויקרא שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה קרותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחייך בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו.
Amen.
יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעלמי המאיה.
Yitbarach.
Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yirama v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalash medikucha.
Richu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amira me'alma v'yimeru.
Amen.
Yikabat l'tchon u'vatchon hol Yisrael kodama v'hondi v'shmaya v'yimeru.
Amen.
Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimeru.
Amen.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו.
Amen. So Shabbat Shalom, all of you. For those who have come on since the beginning of the service, I'm Rabbi Hammerman, and I'm coming to you live from Temple Bethel's main sanctuary. As you can see, for those from out of town, some of you have been here before, I know, but hope to have you back here in less complicated times. But you can see the sanctuary here. You can even see, give you a little view of our windows. Oh, well, you can see that there are windows. Maybe this side is better. Yeah, you can see a tree. All right. And of course, our ark, and I'll do my best to try to help you feel that you're here. But really, in Judaism and for Jews, any place is sacred. Any place can be sacred, and Judaism is portable. It's had to be portable. We've done a lot of wandering over the centuries. And what makes us portable is that our most sacred object, the Torah, can be anywhere. So in fact, if you look at our ark, you'll see that there is a space right in the middle, right there, where our Torah, which we use for the weekly portion, usually resides. But right now, it's at the hotel with the family. And so we're going to be taking out the Torah, both from here and from the cantor's place and from the hotel. So we'll sort of bring it all together as we meet somewhere in the middle, somewhere in a virtual but very real place of holiness. So the Torah service will be using the Siddur as we have been, but I won't be sharing the page as much, so we can look a little bit at the people and at the Torah. So if you're following in the book, in the prayer book, it's on page 168.
Okay. אין כמוך ואלוהים אדוני ואין כמעשיך מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור אדוני מלך אדוני מלך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום אב הרחמים היטיב על ברצונך את ציון תבנה חומות ירושלים תבנה חומות ירושלים כי בך לבד בטחנו מלך ערם ונישא אדון עולמים.
Okay, so now the Torah at the hotel just needs to be unwrapped from the talus. That's symbolically opening the ark as we all rise in body or spirit, if we are able.
ויהי בנשוא הארון ויאמר משה קומה אדוני ויפוצו אויביך וינוסו משנאיך מפניך כי מציון תצא תורה כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים ברוך שנתן תורה תורה ברוך שנתן תורה תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו.
Okay, so now the Torah should be handed to Austin, and he's going to lead us in the Shema and the other verses. make sure that you are not muted on this computer. Okay, great. Austin, why don't you come over to the camera so we can all see you? Great.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael
Adonai
Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shema.
Echad Eloheinu
Gadol
Adonenu
Kadosh
Kadosh Shemo.
Shemo.
Gadlu Adonai Itu Uneromema Kadosh Shema.
Lecha Adonai Hagedula. Okay. So walk the Torah over to the table where it's going to be read. But before you do, John, just hold it up to the camera so we can all air kiss it. Okay. All right. So we can all be seated. And Shabbat Shalom to everyone. I'm back
Shabbat
here.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. It's great to see you all. So the portion today, we're going to be reading the second part of the triennial cycle, as we read 1/3 of the portion every year. The portion is Chaye Sarah. It's an amazing portion. You'll be hearing a little about it from our bar mitzvah a little later on, but it has to do with Sarah's death. Abraham and Sarah both die in this portion, in fact, even though its name is about life, Chai, life of Sarah, but she dies. Abraham looks for a burial place for her and eventually finds one by making a deal with a guy from a place that became Hebron, which is a holy place for Jews and Muslims, as we all know, and a place of great contention. But the word Hebron comes from friendship, and that place began with friendship. So Sarah is buried there. Then the attention turns to Abraham looking for a wife for Isaac, and he sends out his servant to go back to the ancestral homeland to find that person. And the person ends up being Rebecca, who passes the test in a unique way by going above and beyond, offering not just to give water to Eliezer, the servant, but also to feed his camels. Good thing to give water to camels. It'll help you in life. All right, so we're going to be reading the portion. You'll see in the chat that there is a link that I put for the Torah reading. It's the last link that you'll see there. So you can find all the commentaries and follow the reading in our traditional Chumash, our Bible. I'll also be flashing much of the reading on the screen so you can see it there. All right, so we'll have our first Aliyah, which is going to be Judy Aronin, and our Torah readers know who they are. And let's, Judy, why don't you say hi?
I'm here.
Okay, great. I just wanted to make sure we could see you.
Do you have my Hebrew name?
I think I do, or I did. Well, tell me what Tama Yudit Bat Michael Bechana L'Rishon. Go for it.
Austin, I chant these blessings in your honor and in celebration as you become bar mitzvah. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamavorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai, Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayikach ha'eved, chasara gemalim, migmalei Adonai vayelech, v'chol tuv Adonai biyado, vayakam vayelech, el aram naharayim el yir nachor, vayavrech hagemalim. Mihus va'ir el be'er hamayim, le'eit erev, le'eit zeit hashlavavot, vayamar Adonai, Elohei Adoni Avraham, Hakreina lefanai hayom, va'aseh chesed, im Adoni Avraham, Hine, Anochi nitzav al ein hamayim, uvnot anshei ha'ir, yotzot lishov mayim, v'haya ha'na'ara, asher omar elecha, atina ha'chadech, ve'eshteh, ve'amra ashteh, ve'gam gemalecha asher, Ota ha'ohata le'abdecha le'yitzhak, uva ha'eda, ki asita chesed im Adoni.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. Thank you so much, Yashar Koach, Meryl, and Judy. For those who are looking in the Bibles or who have the PDF of the Bible, you'll find this part of the reading on page 133, just so you know. So let's bring up the Flams for the second Aliyah and welcome you back to Stamford, even though you're in Texas.
We love it. We're on the beach in Port Aransas.
Oh, great to see you. Really, it's great to see you.
We miss all of you.
Oh, wait, I got to call you up officially. Tamod or Yafa bat Reb Moshe Leib Yamod, Moshe Barak ben Tovi or Yafa, Yamod, Ephraim ben Tovi or Yafa, Ali, Mickey, and Evan. Go ahead.
Baruch Adonai, Baruch Adonai Havarach,
Baruch Adonai.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayehihu terem kila ledaber, והנה רבקה יוצאת, אשר יולדה לבתואל במלכה, אשת נחור, אחי אברהם, וחדה על שכמה, והנערה טובת מראה מאוד בתולה, ואיש לא ידע, ותרד העינה תמלא חדה ותעל, וירץ העבד לקראתה, ויאמר תגמאני נא מעט מים מקדך, ותאמר שתי אדוני, ותמהר, ותורד כדה על ידה ותשקהו, ותאכל בהשקותו, ותאמר גם ligmalecha es'ar ad im kilo lishtod v'timaher v'ti'akada el hashoket v'taratod el ha'be'er lish'ov v'tish'av l'chol gemalav.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen.
So, Allie and Evan, can you pinch in toward the middle a little bit? Hold on one second. I want to. This is for all three of you. This is for
All of us come together.
all come together with the dog. This is for
With the
screen
dog.
grabbing. This is for screen grabbing after Shabbat. Just that's perfect. Okay. This is what you end up having to do at times like this. It's great to see you. All right. So now for the third Aliyah, Andrea, are you about ready? Tamod, Chana Bat Simcha David V'Golda Leah Lishlishi, and thank you, Susan, for doing the last Torah reading
Oh, I've got more to come.
and doing the next Torah reading. By the way, the dogs are all responding to the camels getting the water here. We're seeing a lot of dog action going on in the background. All right, Andrew, you ready?
I think it's actually
Brian's
Brian's parents.
We sent you the update.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
We will have to follow the email.
I grabbed the wrong sheet. So anyway, Tamod, Brian's parents, here you come. Right, I apologize for that. Are you ready?
Yes, we're coming. Okay, we're here.
Okay,
Hello,
there you
we're
go. All right, can you do it in front of the camera? Is that possible?
Which is the camera? Oh, here.
Right here. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Baruch Hu es Adonai Baruch.
Baruch Adonai Baruch.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bochar banu mikol ha'amim v'notan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
I think we missed one.
Amen. Haish mishta'ev macharish ladat hahitzliach Adonai darko imlo vayehi asher kilu agmalim lishtod vayikach haish nezem zahav deka mishkalo ushnei tzmidim al yadeha asara zahav mishkalam vayomer bat mi'at hagidna li hayesh bet avicha makom lanu lalim v'tomer elav v'petuel anochi ben milka asher yalda l'nachor v'tomer elav gam teben gam mispora v'imanu v'makom lalun v'yikor ha'ish v'yishtachu l'Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam notam b'sochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Thank you so much. All right, so now, Janelle and David are still the fourth Aliyah, right? We're good?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
thank you. Nechama ala bat Yisrael Ezra v'Rachel Bluma Yamo David Zaman leRevi'i.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamarak.
Baruch Adonai Barak Le'olam Va'ed.
Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch et Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher ba'ach rabbanim mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torah. Baruch et Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomer Baruch Adonai Elohei Adoni Abraham Asher Lo Azav Chasto V'amito Me'im Adoni Anochi Baderech Nachani Adonai Beit Acheroni V'tarat Hana'ara V'tagid Leveit Ima Kadvarim Ha'eleh U'rivka Ushma Ushmo Lavan V'yarat Lavan El Ha'ir Hachutza El Ha'ayin V'yehi Kirot Et HaNezem Ve'et HaZmidim Al Yedei Achoto U'chesham'o Et Divrei Rivka Achoto Lemor Hodiber Elai Ha'ish Vayavo El Ha'ish Vehinei Omed Al Hagmalim Ayin Vayomer Bo Baruch Adonai Lama ta'amod b'chutz va'anochi hiniti hiniti habayit umakom lagmalim vayavo ha'ish habayta vayiftach hagmalim vayiten teben u'mitzpo lagmalim umayim lirchot raglav u'galei ha'anashim Asher ito vayishtam lefanav lechol vayomer lo chal adash im dibarti divarai vayomer daber.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And so now Brian has the next aliyah. Chamishi. Ya'od Isa ben Sion Chamishi.
Baruch Hu Adonai Amvarach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Hu Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomar Eved Abraham Anochi Adonai Beirach et Adoni me'od vayigdal vayiten lo son uvakar v'kesef v'zahav v'avadim u'shfachot ugmalim v'chamorim Vatelet Sarah Eshet Adoni Ben Leladoni Acharei Ziknata Vatiten Lo Et Kol Shelo Vayashbi'eni Adoni Lemor Lo Tikach Isha Livni Ibnot Hakna'ani Asher Anochi Yoshe Be'atzo Im Lo Et Beit Avi Telech Ve'al Mishpachti V'lakachta Isha Livni Vayomar El Adoni Ulai Lo Telech Isha Acharai Vayomer Elai Adonai Asher Hitzalachti לפניו, וישלח מלאכו איתך, והצליח דרכך, ולקחת אישה לבני ממשפחתי, מבית אבי, אז תנקה מעלתי, כי תבוא אל משפחתי, ואם לא ייתנו לך, והייתה נקי מעלתי.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורה אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. And now Sarah is going to come up for the sixth one. Tamot Sarah bat David ber udvora shishit.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
V'avo hayom el ha'ayin va'omar Adonai Elohei Adoni Avraham im yeshcha na matzliach darki asher nochi holech aleha v'hine Anochi nitzav ein hamayim v'haya ha'alma hayitzeit l'shov v'marti eleha hashkinah miat mayim mikadeh v'amra Eli gamata sheteh v'gam lecha eshahav hi haisha asher hochiach Adonai levein Adoni ani tered achaleha Ledaber Elibi V'hine Rivka Yotzeit V'chada Al Shechama V'tered Ha'ayana V'tishav V'omer Aleha Hashkinana V'tim Aher V'tored Kadaha Me'aleha V'tomer Shtei V'gang Melacheha Ashker V'esht V'gam Hagimalim Hishkataha V'esh'ah Otah V'omar Bat mi v'tomer bat Betuel ben Nachor asher yaldalo milka v'asim hanezem al apaha v'hatzmidim al yadeha v'ekod v'eshtachaver l'Adonai V'avarech et Adonai Elohei Adoni Avraham asher hinachni b'derech emet lekachat et bat achi Adonai livno v'ata im yeshkem osim chesed v'emet et Adoni hagidu li v'im lo hagidu li v'efne al yamin al smol.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yesher Koach to Sarah. Yesher Koach to Rabbi Jerry Ginsburg and Mazel Tov. He's out in Washington State visiting his new grandchild, or preparing to visit his new grandchild. So our service is literally coast to coast today. In fact, if you include the Gulf Coast, we're coast to coast to coast. So now we have the 7th Aliyah coming up, and that'll be John and Debbie. Yamo David Ber Ben Yisrael Ezra Ta'amad Deborah Bat Abraham Sarah Leshvi'i.
Baruch Adonai Barach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'nasam lanu es toraso. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayan Lavan uvituel v'yomru me'Adonai yatsa hadavar lo nuchal daber elecha raha otov hine rivka lefanecha kach valech utihi isha Leven Adonecha kasher diber Adonai vayihi kasher shama eved Abraham et divrehem v'yishtachu artza lahadonai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And now we'll be doing the Chatzi Kaddish. Harry, you ready to do that? And
Yes, I am.
That's
Yep.
great. We've got our congregant who always does this. And while you're doing it, just so we have things straight back at the hotel, the Torah should be all set to go, unwrapped, of course, and set to the right spot for the maftir reading that Austin's going to be doing. Okay.
Yikadav Yikadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Yamad Divra Kirute Vyamlich Makute. V'chayechon uvyomechon uchayedecho Beit Yisrael. V'agala uvizman kari v'yimaru.
Amen. Yeshmei Rabbah Barak. Yolam Almaya Yitbarach.
Yitarak v'yishtabak yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal. Shmei dekudasha.
Barichu.
La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'neskumata. Da'amiran v'yalma v'yimaru.
Amen. Now the cantor is going to be calling Austin up for his aliyah.
Yamor, Yamor, Habachur, Haba Mitzvah, Asi ben David Udvora, Maftir Chazak Chazak, Yamor, 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 La Torah, Habachur, Haba Mitzvah, Yamor, 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 La Torah, Habachur, Haba Mitzvah, Asi ben David Udevora Chazak Chazak Yamor 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 La Torah Habachur Haba Mitzvah.
And there he is. So he's going to do his aliyah, of course, do the Torah reading, which will be found. If you have the Chumash, you can all be seated, by the way. Those who are here. The Chumash, it's found on page 141, verse 16. I won't be highlighting it here so that we can watch our bar mitzvah.
Baruch Adonai Mevarach Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amin, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Now extra loud.
Elehem b'nei Yishmael, ve'ele shmotam, v'chatzreihem, u'v'tirotam, shnei masar nesim liumotam, ve'ele shnei chayei Yishmael, ve'at shana, u'shloshim shana, ve'sheva shanim, vayvam, vayamot, vayasef el amav, vayishkenu v'chavilah, Asher, Asher al pnei Mitzrayim, Boachav, Ashura al pnei Cholechav, Nafal. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yeshar Koach. Wow, that was amazing. That was wonderful. So now the Torah is going to be lifted and dressed, Hagba and Glila. We have our designated Torah handlers as we all rise once again.
Oh, you can.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל פי אדוני ביד משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. Torah, 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 ציווה לנו משה. Torah, 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 ציווה לנו משה. Torah, 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 ציווה לנו משה.
Okay, and now all be seated, please, as we're coming to the Haftorah. So Austin, get yourself set up for the Haftorah. You're going to be at the other camera, right? Are we? Just want to make sure to get that. Yep, I think so. Okay, so for those who have the Bible with you, it's on page 143. You also, again, it's in the link that I put in the chat if you want to follow along. The Torah portion has has Abraham being old, advanced in years, and needing to secure the future for his family by finding a wife for his son Isaac. King David in the Haftorah is facing a similar situation in terms of his own health and his age, but he deals with it very differently. We'll be doing the first 17 verses of the Haftorah, again on page 143. Go for it.
Wait, there's
Oh, you could do it there.
no, there's echo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nevi'im tovim v'ratza b'divreihem na'emarim ba'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher haTorah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'Levi'eh ha'emet v'tzedek. V'chamelech David zaken b'yamim v'yachasuchu b'begadim ve'lo yicham lo v'yomeru lo avadah v'yivashu l'Adoni hamelech na'ara v'tulah v'ameta l'fnei hamelech v'chi lo sochenet shachava v'chikecha v'cham l'Adoni hamelech v'yivashu na'ara yafa v'chol yirbu Yisrael v'yimtzi'u et Abishag hashu nami יביאו אותה למלך. הנערה יפה מאוד, ותחי למלך, סוכנת בשם, פרקהו, איך המלך לא ידע, ואדוניה, בן חגי, מנסה לאמור אני לא, ויעש לו, רכב ופרשים ו50 איש רצים לפניו, ולא תבוא אביו, מימיו לאמור מדוע ככה עשית, וגם הוא תותר מאוד בהיותו ילדה אחרי אבשלום, ויחיו דבריו עם יואב בן צרויה ועם אביתר הכהן, יזרו אחרי אדוניה בת צדוק הכהן, ובניהו בן יהוידע ונתן הנביא ושמעי וראי, וכדורים אשר לדוד, לא חיו עם אדוניהו, ויזבח אדוניהו, צאן ובקר אומרים, עם אבן חזוחלת, אשר יתן אין רוגם, ויקרא את כל אחיו בני המלך, ולכל אנשי יהודה עבדי המלך, ויונתן הנביא ובניהו ואת הגיבורים, ואת שלמה אחיו לא פרע, ויאמר נתן אל בת-שבע עם שלמה לאמור, הלא שמעת כי מלך אדוניהו בן חגי, ואדוננו דוד לא ידע, ויתה לכי, ובוא יצך נא יצא, ומלאתי את נפשך ואת נפש בנך שלמה, לכי, ובוא אל המלך דוד, ואמר אליו הלא אתה אדוני המלך, ישבעת ענתך לאמור, כי שלמה בנך ימלוך אחרי, וכו ישב על כסאי, מדוע מלך אדוניהו, כי הנה עודך מדברת שם עם המלך, ואני אבוא אחרי, ומילאתי את דברי, ותבוא בת-שבע אל המלך, החדרה בית המלך זקן מאוד, ואבישי פשוט נמית, משרת את המלך, ותקול בת-שבע, תכתבו למלך, ויאמר המלך מלך, ותאמר לו, אני אתה נשבעת, ואדוני אלוהיך לעמתך, כי שלמה בנך ימלוך אחרי, והוא ישב על כסאי. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, צורכו העמים, צדיק בכל הדורות, האל הנאמן, האומר ועושה, המדבר ומקיים, שכל דבריו אמת וצדק. נאמן אתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו, נאמנים דבריך, ודבר אחד בדבריך, זכור לא ישוב ריקם, כי אל מלך נאמן, רחמן אתה ברוך אתה אדוני. האל הנאמן בכל דבריו, רחם על ציון ככלי בית חיינו, ולעלובת נפש תושיע, עם חברה בימינו, ברוך אתה אדוני.
ברוך שמו.
משמח ציון לבניך, שמחנו אדוני אלוהינו באליהו הנביא עבדיך, ובמלכות בית אבי משיחך, במחירה יבוא, ויגל ליבנו, על כיסאו לא ישב זר, ולא ינחלו עוד אחרים את כבודו, כי בשם קודשך נשבעת לו, שלא יכפה נרו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני. מגן דוד, על התורה, ועל העבודה, ועל הנביאים, ועל יום השבת הזה שנתת לנו, Adonai Eloheinu, V'kedusha, V'limidimcha, L'chavod, U'letifaret, Al Hakol, Adonai Eloheinu, Anachnu, Modim, Lach, V'mebrachim Otach, Yibarak Shemcha Befi Kol Chai, Tamid Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mekadesh, HaShabbat.
Oh, Mazel tov, Simen tov, Mazel tov, Simen tov, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael, Simen tov, Mazel tov, Mazel tov, Simen tov, Mazel tov, Mazel tov, Simen tov, Mazel tov, Simen tov, Yehelanu.
Mazel tov. Looks like you had enough candy there. Awesome. That was magnificent. That was wonderful. So we're going to give you a couple of minutes break as we continue with our service. And so let's remute so that it's a little easier for us to hear. Okay. So this week, this has been a very difficult time for our country, for our world. We all know what the statistics are and the trends with the virus, and we will be doing a healing prayer in just a moment. But right now, what we want to do is look ahead. There are some things to look forward to. There are new possibilities, new hopes for our country, for a new track. And there also is Hanukkah. Holidays are going to happen whether or not we're able to celebrate them as we normally do. As we're seeing today, Jews are very adaptable. We're able to celebrate even when it's harder. So we're going to find a way to celebrate. The month of Hanukkah, Kislev, begins this Tuesday. Time marches on. So we have the special prayer for the new month, and the cantor is going to lead us in that. You'll find it on page 180 if you're looking in the prayer book.
Yehi ratzon milchanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu shetchadesh aleinu et hachodesh haba l'tova v'livracha v'titen lanu chayim arukim chayim shel shalom chayim shel tova chayim shel biracha Chaim shel parnasa, Chaim shel chilutz amot, Chaim sheyesh bahem yirat shamayim v'yirat chet, Chaim she'en bachem busha uchlima, Chaim shel osher v'chavod, Chaim shetehevanu ahavat Torah v'yirat shamayim, Chaim sheyimalu mishalot libenu litova. Amen. Selah. Mi she'asa nisim la'avotenu limotenu v'ga'al otam me'avdut l'cherut hu yigal otanu b'karov v'kabetz nidachenu me'arba kanfot ha'aretz chaverim kol Yisrael v'nomar Amen. Rosh Chodesh Kislev כל ישראל לטובה. יחדשהו הקדוש ברוך הוא עלינו ועל כל עמו בית ישראל לחיים ולשלום.
Amen.
לששון ולשמחה.
Amen.
לישועה ונחמה ונאמר Amen.
And the new month of Kislev begins on Tuesday. May it hold blessing for us and for all the people of the world and the people of Israel. May this month bring us life and peace, joy and gladness, deliverance and consolation, which we all certainly need. And we all say, Amen.
Amen.
So now let's join in the healing prayer. And as we do the Mishabera, feel free to put names of those for whom we ask for special healing into the chat, names or initials in Hebrew or English. Mishabera.
Misheberach avotenu mikol habracha limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu, mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We pray for complete and full healing, a refuah shlema, for all who are ill, and safety, especially during this holiday season, for all who are traveling, all joining other family reunions, all who are here. Amen. So, Austin, we've given you enough of a break. I think it's time for Ashrei. You want to set yourself up for Ashrei? It's on page 181. And again, if you have the link in the chat, you can follow in the book as well, but we're going to follow the man. Hold on. Yeah, you're unmuted. It's okay.
Okay, so are we doing the switching off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ashrei yoshvei beitech va'od yachalelu aselo.
Ashrei ha'am shekacha lo, Ashrei ha'am she'Adonai Elohav.
Tehillah David, Armin l'chayavai chamelech, ve'erach shimcha le'olam va'ed.
B'chol yom avarecheka, ve'ahalela shimcha le'olam va'ed.
Adonai u'malal me'od, lidulatoin cheker.
Dor ledor yishabach ma'asecha, u'gevurotecha yagidu.
Dar kivod hodecha, v'divrei mitzvotecha asicha.
Ve'ezuz noratecha yomeru, u'gedulatecha hasapredna.
Echerav yabiyu, b'zitchacha yaranenu.
Chanum v'rachum Adonai, erech apayim u'gedol chesed.
Tovar l'kol, v'rachamav al ma'asav.
Yoducha Adonai kol ma'asecha, v'chasidecha yivarchucha.
Keva machukal yomeru, u'gratcha yedaberu.
Ve'hodia livnei ha'adam gevuratav, u'chvod hadar malchuto.
Malchut chamalchut kol olamim, u'memshatecha b'chol dor v'dor.
Somech Adonai l'chol chanoflihim, v'zokef l'chol hakefufihim.
Nikle lecha yeshaberu, ve'atanoten lachem et achlam be'ito.
Poteach et yadecha, u'maspiach l'chochai ratzon.
Tzadik Adonai b'chol dvarav, v'chasi b'chol ma'asav.
Karov Adonai l'chol korav, l'chol asher yikra'uchu ve'emet.
Ratzon yerav yaseh, v'yat shabbatan yishmav yoshiem.
שומר אדוני את כל אוהביו, ואת כל הרשעים ישמיד.
תפילת אדוני ידבר פי, יברך כל בשר שפטר לעולם ועד.
ואנחנו נברך יה, מעתה ועד עולם, הללויה.
ואנחנו נברך יה, מעתה ועד עולם, הללויה.
Unmute. All right, so we're going to now return the Torah to the ark. So the Torah needs to basically be lifted from that table, and then we'll put it back on the table as we do the prayers on page 183. Yahalelu. So the Torah can be lifted. We can't really see it from here.
Where's the camera?
Hold on.
There we go. Thank you. And we all rise. Page 183.
Hallelujah, et Shem Adonai, ki nizgav Shemo levado.
Hodo al eretz v'shamayim, vayarem keren le'amo, tehila lecho chasidav, Livnei Yisrael am kirovo, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Now Eitz Chaim He.
And you can wrap it back up.
Right, we'll wrap it in the tallis.
Eitz Chaim He, lama chazikim ba, v'tomchecha meushar deracheha, darchei noam, v'chol netivotecha shalom, hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva, Chadesh, Chadesh Yameinu, Chadesh Yameinu, Kikedem.
Okay, so the Torah has been put away, as you can see. We all can be seated. Austin, can you get your speech out? We're going to do the speech now, okay? So we'll have you set up. And it's totally okay, by the way, if you don't have that other page I sent. No problem. All right? So, yeah, let's use the other location for your speech. This is so much fun. Okay. Whoops, I just made me the spotlight. This is not good.
Slight technical difficulties. We might need a second.
There we go. Okay, you're on, bud.
Okay.
You're on. There we go. Okay. Now you're set. Go. Right into the camera. Okay, so I mean, right, close to the mic so we can hear you.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This year has certainly been an adventure. Aside from this very unorthodox bar mitzvah, this has been a crazy year in lots of ways. In school, we thought this would be a 2-week break, and here we are now, 8 months later, still in the midst of it all. Fortunately, Jews have always been able to adapt, and that's what we've done right from the start. My portion also teaches us of the importance of being able to adapt in the random challenges that life throws our way. We pick up the action with Abraham looking for a wife for his son Isaac after Sarah's death. He sends his servant Eliezer back to Abraham's homeland to do the job. As he is on his way, Eliezer imagines a scenario where he will meet the perfect partner for Isaac, a woman who will offer Eliezer water from a well and then go above and beyond the call by offering water for his camels too. Amazingly, that's exactly how it turns out. Life happens to us in surprising random ways, and when things work out, we just have to celebrate it and appreciate the small miracles. When the world seems so upside down, there's something reassuring about all these random events. I saw this a lot in my favorite TV series, The Office. Humor is found in the small things, the random things that happen in everyday life. Some of my favorite examples include the basketball episode, where a friendly office basketball game turns way too competitive and Kevin pretends he has a girlfriend and he said she goes to another school, or where a new boss, Andy, gives weird incentives to salespeople to make him do dumb things, or the time intern Ryan causes a fire when he leaves a pita in the toaster, which leads to an hour-long conversation in the parking lot about the meaning of life. And which 3 books would you bring to a desert island? Yeah, no, I don't know either. What's funny about all of this randomness, Eliezer found out that during the past 8 months we have 2. One of the things I've been doing when I'm doing all my schoolwork and bar mitzvah preparations is watching TikTok. The TikTok algorithm brings up videos that I would like in what seem in a random way. But in fact, there's a plan behind it all, a logic based on my interest, and that the algorithm, you guys need to say this earlier, that the algorithm understands. In the same way the Torah is teaching us that things that appear so random may be influences by the hidden hand of God. Random things that have happened to me that make life interesting. No one has ever offered to feed my camels, I must admit, as unfortunate as that is. But they have fed my dogs, Grace and Teddy, and the new one, Blair. We got Teddy during COVID. My dad was going to get groceries, decided he wanted to start petting dogs, and here we have one now. Thank you. The dogs love COVID. But now Grace is annoyed. Teddy, however, has loved it the entire time. We know that, unfortunately, the pandemic is not going away anytime soon. But if we just take life as it comes to us and enjoy the adventure, we will all get through this. For my bar mitzvah project, I'm supporting a fund for veterans having a hard time getting by after leaving the Army. My uncle and grandfather were in the Army, and I was inspired to do this when I began noticing how many homeless people are veterans. Homes for the Troops USA is a charity to help build homes for people retiring from the U.S. Army. They build houses for troops coming out of the Army who might have a hard time adjusting to society and getting back on their feet. This is important because 11% of all adult homeless people are veterans. They can have a hard time getting back on their feet because they didn't go to college or didn't even try their best in high school because they knew they were going to the Army. Both of my family members are very fortunate coming out of the Army because they were both able to get back on their feet. And who knows, maybe they're even watching this bar mitzvah as I speak. The people I would like to say thank you to are my friends for making every school day actually livable. Thank you to my teachers for teaching me a lot of what I know. Thank you to Judy for teaching me so much for my bar mitzvah and preparing me for it. Thank you to the cancer for helping do this service and just helping me prepare so much for this bar mitzvah. And thank you to the rabbi for writing this speech. Thank you to my babysitter, Lizette.
No. For helping you with this speech.
No, you wrote this.
Wrote it.
Thank you to my babysitter, Lizette, who has been with us for years. Okay, and it almost sounds weird to say babysitter because you've been with us for so long, you are basically family. Thank you to my cousins and Bubby for taking the risk of traveling here all the way from Texas for my bar mitzvah. I would like to say thank you to my stepbrother Gabriel for being the main reason I play soccer today and being a good friend throughout the years. Thank you to Talita for putting up the idea of getting a second dog, which we got last week and love already, and putting up with my dad for years. Still don't know how you managed that one. Thank you to Brian for helping adjust me and just helping keep my mom happy because Grace had been doing that alone for 2 years. Thank you to my sister for slapping me whenever she feels like it and just being the best sister I could ever have. And last but certainly not least, thank you, Mom and Dad, for supporting me for everything I do and just being there when I need you. Seriously, I love you guys. You're the best parents I could ever have, and I couldn't imagine having different ones. Oh, and of course, thank you to my dogs for just being there. They're petable. I couldn't live without them. Screw everything I said before. Those matter before everything else.
All right, Austin, come on back. Come back to where you were so I can see you. Okay. Okay. So take a deep breath. First thing, take a deep breath. Yeah. There we go. All right. Amazing. But I have to, I want to give you the appropriate charge for the kind of speech you gave that was worthy of the speech that you gave, the Devar Torah that you gave. And you did teach us a lot. And I don't want people to lose sight of the fact of your wonderful mitzvah project and of just the energy that we so need in our world right now that is just bursting forth from you. So anyway, and you embrace the randomness. You embrace that life does appear random, even with an internal logic to it all, which is fascinating to contemplate, and we talked a lot about it. But anyway, in preparation for today, I binge watched The Office, because I really hadn't been a huge Office fan. I mean, I watched here and there. I love Steve Carell. I love all the actors in it, but I hadn't really watched a lot of it. So I binge watched because I wanted to be able to talk to you. So the way I thought would be most effective in charging you, in talking to you, would be to do it as a mockumentary, you know, as a mock documentary, as if I'm talking to a reporter who's asking me about you. So I'm going to try to do this. Here I am. I'm in the other room, you know, where they're asking. So anyway, let me tell you about Austin, okay? I got to tell you about Austin. He's a great kid, well-rounded, great at math, even better at recess. He loves recess. He is a soccer whiz, a big gamer, you know, Mr. TikTok. I mean, he is Mr. TikTok, and he loves to needle his sister from time to time. Okay. How was that? Was that pretty good? So I was trying an office-style narration. What I like about The Office, though, and I know this matches you, is that the characters feel like family. But the key to succeeding in a family, as in an office, is the key in this portion as well. It's kindness. It's hearing the cues from the person you're talking to and responding to it. Responding like Rebecca responded to Eliezer. And like the time that Ryan gave Michael chocolate pudding, and he said, quote, "The kindness healed his foot." This is what I hear. But by the way, what's a big deal about bittersweet chocolate? I mean, what's the point in that? Why not just sweet? You know, who are you helping? Well, Judaism, I mean, that was a quote from The Office, by the way, one of Michael's quotes. Judaism is all about accepting the bitter with the sweet. So here's where Judaism might conflict with The Office. You sort of see what I'm getting at here? This is why we dip maror into charoset. Kindness, of course, is all about love. And let's see if I can find. So, whoops, yeah, this is what Michael says about love. Would I rather be feared or loved? Easy, both. I want people to be afraid of how much they love me. All right, I tried. Kindness is the key to this portion. Abraham receives it from Ephron, the Hittite in burying Sarah. Isaac and Ishmael show it to each other in burying Abraham. Eliezer finds it in Rebecca, and that's that Rebecca test that she passes with flying colors, feeding his camels too. So anyway, that is the test, and there's always got to be a test in life. Random, yes, but life has to be leading in a direction that shows that you have mastered certain skills, certain knowledge. So I'm going to give you a test right now, Austin, because I love you so much. And this is an office trivia quiz, because actually we're also memorializing Alex Trebek this week, who died, of course, the great host of Jeopardy. I'm not sure how much of a Jeopardy fan you are, but we are going to play Jewish Jeopardy. And all you have to do, you don't have to get them all right. All you have to do is beat the other people in the room and the other people online right now. And the categories are famous Jews, holidays, historical events, mitzvot, famous Jews now. So I'm going to actually pick the categories. That'll make it easy. So let's start with famous Jews then. And the question is, or actually the answer, remember you have to put in the form of a question. He led the Jews out of Egypt and in the desert for 40 years.
Who is Moses?
Let's say it.
Who is Moshe?
Who is Moshe? Correct. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. So now, let's see. Yes, who is Moses? Okay, continue. All right, so now I want to make this fair. So your friends, I see, are in the room with you, and I'm going to give them a question, and all they have to do is, basically beat you, and you will not become bar mitzvah. So let's see. Famous Jews then for 500. This man took over for Moses as leader of the Jews when they entered Israel. He made the walls of Jericho fall and helped the Israelites conquer the land of Canaan. Someone else in the room.
They already got it. It's Joshua.
Yeah,
They said it's Joshua. They said it's Joshua. I'm sorry. Yes, it is Joshua, but you didn't put it in the form of a question. So
You guys got beat.
Yeah, you guys really, okay. So let's go holidays for 100. And here is your question answer, Austin. This holiday is 8 days long and celebrates the miracle of the Jews triumphing over the Syrian Greek army, as well as the miracle of the oil that lasted 8 days.
What is Hanukkah?
What is Hanukkah? You got it. Let's just make sure. Yes. Actually, you said Chanukah instead of Hanukkah, so you definitely got it right. All right. So, and again, to keep this fair, we're going to go holidays for 500. And this will be for the people in the room and the people online. You can put it in the chat if you know the answer. This holiday is also known as the Festival of the Ingathering. We build huts in our yards to celebrate God's protection of the Jews in the desert. We also shake the 4 species, lulav, etrog, hadassim, and aravot together on this holiday. Can someone get it into the chat?
Oh, wait, this is chat, huh? Oh, and
let's see. Okay, so we have an answer, Sukkot. And then we have several, including the Flams, who said, what is Sukkot? So I'm going to let that go. Yes, that is correct. However, you don't get 500. You only get 50 because I ran out of zeros. All right, next, historical events. You pick, actually, Austin, you pick the next one.
Historical 300.
Historical events for 300. This happened to a famous prophet who tried to run away from God on a boat because he didn't want to give a prophecy to the Jews' enemies that would have helped them repent.
Who is Jonah?
Who is Jonah? Uh-oh. Why was Jonah swallowed by a large fish?
I thought it.
I'm going to wait. I have to go to the judges here. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, the judges said it's okay. That was a good answer. So we're going to give you another 300. All right. We just have a few more to go. All right. Friends in the room. Famous Jews for 500. This was one of the most famous scientists in modern history. He came up with a theory of relativity and needed a good haircut. Anyone have it?
Who is Albert Einstein?
Okay, they're saying
Albert Einstein. The answer is yes. Who is Albert Einstein? Except, I think you said Stein. So I'm not sure if that's correct. I've asked the judges. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong.
Albert Eisenstein, so it wasn't correct. We're not.
Eisenstein, right? I think they intentionally gave us that one. All right, you pick one more, Austin, and this will be for the bar mitzvah, the whole ball of wax.
Holidays 500.
Holidays for 500. All right, now you can also do double jeopardy here. You want to bid all of your points?
Sure, whatever.
This holiday is known as the Festival of the Oh, wait, we already did that one.
We already did it. It's what is Sukkot?
Right. We already did Sukkot. All right, so do another one. One more. And you can phone a friend. We're going to mix games.
Sure. 400 famous Jews now.
Famous Jews now. Oh, he is the host of Deal or No Deal and a famous comedian.
I don't watch Deal or No Deal. I don't know this.
All right, you can phone a friend.
I will call my dad since he seems to know.
Who is Howie Mandel?
Who is Howie Mandel? Is correct. Okay.
Yeah, what a good friend.
So I'm happy to say you are now a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, I won Jeopardy.
So, and we also contribute to Alex Trebek, which I think was a really important thing to do. So I want to wish you Mazel Tov. And I want to give you one more piece of advice from Michael Scott. Yes. Tuition is valuable. But you know what's invaluable? Intuition. Just saying. All right. So on behalf of, we're going to do this in a very special way. Our congregation gives you a tree certificate. Trees have been planted in your name in Israel. And our sisterhood presents you with this magnificent Tanakh. I'm going to teleport it to you in the cheesiest way imaginable by sending it to you through the power of prayer. Let's see what happens.
Whoa, here it is. Incredible.
Unbelievable. Hold it up. Hold it up. It is, no, you got to hold the Bible right side up. So anyway, yes, this is This is the same exact Tanakh that I just was holding, so amazingly. Now, I'm also going to magically transport a Kiddush cup from a men's club. Let's see if a Kiddush cup from the men's club somehow finds its way to you.
What?
Oh, amazing, there it is. All right, so, and the last thing I'm going to do is give you a virtual hug. Wait, hold on one second. Okay, now I just did it. Now you have to accept it. There you go. All right, so I'm going to call your parents up now for a special blessing. They have something they want to say to you, so stay right there. Mazel tov to all of you.
No, we can do this.
Was it?
Okay.
Okay. Yes, now you get to be embarrassed. Okay. So Austin, today you are officially a young man.
Wait, isn't that a child?
Okay. This is. We'll get to this in the speech in terms of his wit and his humor. So
Can you take like half a step to the left, all of you?
half the step to the left. Okay.
Yeah, right. There we go. Good.
Good. Yeah, we're doing a dance. Okay.
All right.
So Austin, this day has finally come, and we are so proud of you. You have worked so hard, and even though it's not the big event that you had hoped, it is an event filled with love from family and friends who wanted to be here as part of your special day. You said it was okay that you were going to have a much smaller service, and that is reflective of your personality. You are kind, responsible, a deep thinker, adaptable, and a go with the flow kind of kid. If anyone who knows Austin would agree that he's a very chill kid who loves his video games, TikTok, and soccer. And lots of TikTok, as it's already been referenced. His phone is literally glued to the hip in his hand the whole time he's watching TikTok. We saw you set a challenging goal for yourself, and you worked your took us off to accomplish this goal for today. Your adaptability and wit has been part of your personality as long as I can remember. As you know, your sister Sarah has strong opinions about things. A couple of years ago, we bought a mini female golden doodle puppy and brought her home on May 4th. I asked both Sarah and Austin, and both of you, for ideas for names. Sarah instantly came up with the name Grace, and you said you liked Leia because it was May 4th, a nod to Star Wars, May the 4th be with you. I thought that was so clever, and in the end, what did we end up naming the dog, guys? Grace. However, you didn't mind because you're the type of kid that wants to make sure that everybody is always happy. As you have grown, your sense of hard work, of achieving goals has matured as well. Last summer, you wanted to save money to buy a new computer video card. You pulled together a list of chores that would earn you some money. So, and you gave me this list and said, hey, Mom, can you assign a task and dollar amounts to these specific amounts? The list of chores is what you typically think of, right? Taking out the garbage, doing laundry, washing the dishes, help cooking dinner, and walking the dog. So I thought walking the dog would be the least attractive chore, and I assigned $5 to that task and $1 to $2 for everything else. Austin, you were so excited that the walking Grace was $5 that you were walking her up to 8 times a day. 8 times a day, I'm not kidding.
No. Let me correct this. 10 times a day.
Okay, so he was earning a lot of money walking the dog, which I thought would be the least attractive. And so needless to say, it didn't take you that long to earn that video card. Once you put your mind towards something, you are unstoppable and just like you were being ready for today.
Austin, you are truly unique. Whether it's the smile you always seem to have on your face, no matter what the circumstances, or the way you always find the most creative ways to insert some witty quip like "that's what she said" into the most inappropriate and yet funniest time. You have an uncanny ability to have serious, deep intellectual conversations about politics and the evolution of technology, and then being able to quickly switch to uncomfortable, silly subjects like whether or not our new puppy would make for tasty Asian food. Whether it is your acumen towards math and science, your ability to care for and consider the impact to others, and the way you have braved this pandemic craziness to be here today, I couldn't be more proud of you. Austin, today you are a man, a bar mitzvah. And we know that this is a bit strange since it's coming the old-fashioned way by speaking to you, but if you want, I can text it to you later.
Thank you. I'm going to need the entire PDF.
Jokes aside, as your proud parents, we offer you this blessing. May God always protect you on this wild and amazing journey of life. May He help you to find the courage and the wisdom to not just survive, but to persevere in the face of challenges, both for yourself and for those whose lives you can touch. May He shine light into your darkest days and remind you to cherish the warmth and the comfort that it casts on you. And may you share this light with others in ways that none of us have ever dreamt of. May God guide you in finding deeper meaning and spirituality, and always keep you connected to your heritage and culture. May He grant you a lifetime of peace, love, happiness, connection, health, and prosperity. And may you always cherish, appreciate, and be thankful for life's blessings. Of course, we know lots of amazing, we know you've had lots of amazing guidance in this process. This day would not be what it is without the tireless support of the Rabbi, Cantor, and Judy, who are all with us, even if virtually, to be part of the celebration that they help make possible. Austin, we hope you will join us in thanking all of them for their endless focus on helping you make this day a success. And of course, we'd like to thank our friends and family, both present and remote, for sharing this day and helping make it loving and memorable. We cannot think of a better way to celebrate Austin's coming out as a member of the Jewish community than surrounded by all of you.
So Austin, congratulations, and we are so proud of how far you've come and cannot wait to see how far you go. Here are some pieces of advice now that you are adults. Hold the door, say please and thank you, don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. You've got mountains to climb, but always remember to stay humble and kind. And that's from Tim McGraw, one of his songs. So Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. And Mazel Tov. I just got a text from the Asian Dog Anti-Defamation League, but otherwise.
Well, I guess we're getting ready. Okay, Austin, you're going to come back.
Okay.
Well, it's my turn to get to say something to you. So, working with Austin, for all of you, everything that everyone has said is true. I enjoyed all of our sessions together. He made me laugh, could take jokes. It was like being in the camera that you have, that your parents are at right now. That cool camera was also where he would work, and I felt like I was always working with a movie star, because it zooms in and it goes all around and anywhere he would move. So we had a good time with that, and I noticed that he's got Star Wars fan of the Force, fan of the extraordinary. So while you're also very funny, and while you also have a great sense of humor, you also have this belief and enjoyment in the supernatural, in what might be beyond the realm of what we think is possible. And spirituality can be a lot like that. So you have a foundation for believing in things that are bigger than yourself. And with that, I'd like to bless you with our priestly blessing. The priestly blessing just reminds me of something, like, it reminds me of a time when, to connect to like the force, to our Jewish force, for you. And so this is the blessing I offer to you. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless and protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yechuneka. May God's countenance shine upon you and bestow kindness to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's countenance be lifted toward you and grant you peace. And together we sing, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה, אדוני אלוהינו, מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. אמן, אמן, אמן. Mazel tov, Austin. May you be blessed.
Mazel tov. So Austin, now you can take another break, and we're going to continue with our service as a traditional, of course, conservative congregation. We include the Musaf Amida, which reminds us of the ancient times, the ancient glory days of the temple. Here we go. And also gives us another opportunity to chant the holiest prayer, the Kedusha. So if you can, go back to our prayer books, not to our Jeopardy game.
Oops.
And the Musaf begins with the Chatzi Kaddish on the bottom of page 184 as we rise.
Yekadav, Yekadash, Merabah. בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביום היכון וחיי לכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם עולם מהמיה. יפרח וישתבח ויפאר וירומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלך שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא אל עליון גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גואל לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ופוקד ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ופוקד שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם מחכה חיים בחסד מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומדומה לך מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיו מתים ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה המתים.
The Kedusha.
נעריצך ונקדישך כסוד שיח שרפי קודש המקדישים שמך בקודש ככתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה אל זה ואמר
Kadosh, 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 Adonai, Tzvot Malach Kol Haaretz, Kivado.
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות מלוך הארץ, כבודו, כבודו, מעלה, מעלה, עולמי מקום כבודו, כבודו, מעלה, מעלה, עולמי מקום כבודו, משרתיו שואלים, שואלים זה לזה, איה מקום כבודו, משרתיו שואלים, שואלים זה לזה, איה מקום כבודו, לעומתם ברוך יאמרו.
Baruch kevod Adonai mimkomo.
Baruch kevod Adonai mimkomo. Mimkomo. Hu yifem berachamim. ויחונם המייחדים שמו ערב ובוקר בכל יום תמיד פעמיים באהבה שמה אומרים
Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Hu Eloheinu Hu Avinu Hu Malkeinu Hu יושיענו, והוא ישמיענו ברחמיו, שנית לעיני כל חי, והוא ישמיענו ברחמיו, שנית לעיני כל חי, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ובדברי קודשך כתוב לאמור, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד, כי המלך גדול, כי המלך גדול, גדול וקדוש אתה, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
And if you'd like, you can take a few moments using the link again of the prayer book to read the rest of Musaf silently over the next few pages. We're going to pick up, though, on page 203 of our Siddur with Kaddish Shalem.
ויקדש מרבה, ועלמא דברה כרותיה, וימליך מלכותיה בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי דכו בית ישראל, בעגלה וזמן קריב ואמרו.
אמן.
יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעולמי המאיה. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר וירומם וינשא, ותדע ותעלה ותעלה שמי דקודשה. לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תשבחתה ונחמתה דאמרה מעלמא ואמרו.
אמן.
תקבע צלותכנו והתכון לכל ישראל, קודמה והונדי ושמיה ואמרו.
אמן.
יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו.
אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו. Amen.
Page 205, Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
We can be seated.
ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We recall in loving memory this coming week the yard sites of Hinda Asher, Ira Bass, Meyer Bennett, Warner Brodeck, Frida Brown, Nathan Cohen, Faye Colton, Stanley Darer, Benjamin Duhoff, Jerry Fishback, Bella Friedberg, Lillian Fruithandler, Dorothy Gold, Bobby Jacobs, Samuel Kenreck, Dora Kleiman, Addison David Lesser, Sylvia Lieberman, Michael Maimon, Otto Marks, Raim Nahman, Abraham Pavoni, Marcia Pomerantz, Maurice Rich, Burton Robbins, Morris Rosenberg, Charles Russell, William Selsinger, Fred Sobel, Abraham Soroka, Eleanor Tuchschneider, Sarah Walker, Adolf Weinstein, Raymond Weisbart, and Irving Wiederleit. I also mentioned, we talked last night about the passing of Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, a great rabbinic leader of this century, one of the greats of our generation. Here's a quote of his that I think is one that we need to take to heart. Happiness is not made by what we own. It is what we share. Those who are reciting Kaddish for Yortzeit or in mourning, feel free to unmute yourselves and join in the mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Gadash Shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
Shmei Rabbah, Yamlich Malchut Israel, Bagalam, Karim, Shmei Rabbah, Me'olam, Yibarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yidar, V'yitaleb, V'yitarach, V'yishab, V'yechol, V'elam, V'yachata, V'shirata, Tushbechata, V'nechamata, Amiran, V'yaman, Amen. Yehi Shlama, Rabba, Mishmaya, V'chayim Aleinu, V'yalkol Yisrael, Amen. V'seh Shalom, V'marma, V'yaseh Shalom, Aleinu, V'yalkol Yisrael, Amen. Amen.
Amen.
The only reason I did it today is you don't do that.
Vimru, Amen. Vimru, Vimru, Vimru,
And Barbara, would you like to unmute yourself and share some announcements? Our greeter for the day.
Hi, good Shabbos, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today. Thank you to Rabbi and to Cantor Katie and to everybody who participated. Mostly a thank you and a hearty mazel tov on behalf of the entire TBE family to Austin, his parents Debbie and John, and the entire Eisenstein family. It really was a pleasure to watch you today, Austin. Also, on behalf of the TBE family, we offer condolences to Hope Stanger on the passing of her mom, Claire. Hopefully you'll be comforted, be it virtually, but you do have our thoughts and prayers with you. Even though we cannot meet the way we would like to, TBE is still a very busy and active place. So just a few announcements. Tomorrow, actually in person, weather permitting, it will be a Sunday fun day at Emmett's Playground. All right, and tomorrow afternoon, virtually, we have a concert of groundbreaking Jewish music with our own Cantor Katie as one of the featured soloists. So, and all of the Zoom links are on the announcements. Monday afternoon, we have adult learning with Rabbi Jerry Ginsburg. Tuesday evening is the Sisterhood Book Group. Just a reminder to order your challahs and desserts from Zadie's, which will be picked up the day before Thanksgiving. And you can also order Thanksgiving dinner, which will be provided by Able Caterers. All of it will be picked up at TBE. Again, a lot going on. You can check the announcements and all of the Zoom links. And I just wish everybody a safe and an easy week. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone have any other announcements they want to share? So let's see if I can find Austin somewhere. Anyway, Austin, mazel tov again to you and to the whole family. This was a wonderful, wonderful morning. We're going to conclude with the Kiddush and Hamotzi. So why don't you get yourself set up for that. And then, as we conclude, people who want to just sort of stop by and say hello, say Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov, feel free to do that, as we'd love to have that moment. Just to say, all you have to do is talk into the camera, unmute yourself, talk into the camera, and say Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov, and your face will magically appear in the hotel room. And anyway, Mazel Tov to everyone there. So, there was real grape juice going into that cup. All right, so we rise for the Kiddush and Hamotzi. Amen. Go for it. Yeah, we can actually see your face if you want to take a sip.
Okay.
Amen. Now the challah you have to eat through the mask.
We'll use the same method that we used to get the Tanakh here.
Yes.
The force.
I actually tried to eat a slice of pizza through my mask, so there we go. All right. Mazel tov to all of you.
Mazel
Tov,
Shabbat Shalom. We love you.
Thank you, Ellie.
Thank
you.
Mazel tov.
Let's have all of you
Oh, there's Erica. Thanks.
Mazel tov, Austin. That was awesome.
Mazal Tov, Debbie, John, it's Judy. Mazal Tov, Austin, outstanding. And Sarah, I'm so glad to see you. Special hugs to all of you. Lovely to see you, Sarah. Mazal Tov. Austin, outstanding.
Thank you for everything.
Outstanding.
Judy, thank you for everything.
Yes, thank you.
Mazal Tov. Outstanding, Austin. Outstanding.
Thank you.
So glad. Excellent.
Great
Have a
job.
wondrous rest of the day.
Hey, Russ, how are you?
Hey, great job, everybody.
Thank you.
Mazel tov.
Here comes Erica. She was here before.
Mazel tov. You know, it's really early.
Oh, there's Erica. Hello.
Oh, what a great service. So fun. Thank you, Rabbi, for such a fun service.
Oh, thank you. Yes, with the Jeopardy. That was nice.
Well done, Austin. Well done, Sarah.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know she was going to be there.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Hi, Andrea. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, guys.
I don't know where I'm at, but I can say hi.
What a beautiful service. Hi, Dale. It was a
Okay, I got
very well, better than I expected.
Can I put that on the marquee?
So nice that you could all come. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Oh, look, there they are. They're not there. I don't know where to look.
Hi, Andrea.
Good job, Katie.
There we go.
Hey, you guys.
Oh, hi, Brian.
Dan. Almost like being there.
Yeah, I like your hat, Brian. Yeah, that's nice.
Thanks.
Hi, Kathy. Hi, Kathy, sweetheart. It's nice to see you. You're looking good. Yes.
That was great. The Jeopardy really topped it off.
Who this is? This is Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Sarah.
That's Sarah. That's my brother, Brian. Sister-in-law and sister-in-law, Kathy. Wonderful people. Come say hi. Come pop your face.
Yes, we are. Yeah, good job.
Come say a lot of family.
Wow, they're all there.
Hi, Kathy.
We don't need a mask here.
Yeah, right. We don't need a mask. We're all smiling though.
Yeah.
They all look like hostages.
I think these two want to be doctors, so they're practicing for long-term masking. Yeah, for like the long.
All right.
Me too. What age do you want to be? I gotta go squirt my hair. Yeah.
Maintenance year.
Oh, like for kids, like reproductive. Oh my God.
I'm sorry we missed it. Shayna was too tired.
I understand. How's she feeling?
Yeah, like a whole night, a nap and sleep, sleep makes a big difference. And now we're doing this all over again tomorrow morning. We have to leave from the hotel at 5 a.m.
Oh no.
Yes. What? Yeah, I can't really hear you. There's too much background noise.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Oh, hey. Are you driving back? You leaving at 5 a.m. driving?
They are. Not me. We're going to, but we have to go back to LaGuardia, but we have to drop off the rental car. We have to then, it's like, we have to go 2 shuttle buses to get back to the gate, the terminal. So, yeah, our flight's at 7. So I think they're actually going to leave tonight, I think. We might as well. It's really.
Might as well. Yeah.
The new airport's really beautiful, but it's very circuitous to get to the rental car part and everything.